Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Keanu, starring Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, Tiffany Haddish, Method Man, Jason Mitchell, Luis Guzman, and Nia Long, directed by Peter and Atencio. I don't know if I said that name wrong, please forgive me. So, I remember going to theaters for this thing, and will it be the same as I remember liking or not liking? Let's get into the movie and we'll find out. We open in a warehouse involving gangs as the Allentown brothers, played by Key and Peele themselves, Jordan Peele and Michael Key, and some make up killing off some gangsters while a tiny cat doesn't get killed by the Allentown brothers, including the head gangs. But the head gangster, as a couple of police officers shoot them down, the poor cat is running all over Los Angeles, which made me sad because aren't there some evil motherfucking coyotes out there that could have spotted the cat as we get introduced to Clarence Gubril, played by Keegan Michael Key, calling his cousin Ralph Williams, played by Jordan Peele, who just broke up with his girlfriend as he seems suicidal until the cat comes to his door, and Rel adopts the cat and calls him Keanu, as in Keanu Reeves, as this is a precious cat. And this story gets to the point rather too damn quickly, as Key and Peele have great chemistry together. Like, have you ever seen their skits, including the substitute teacher? That one's probably my favorite. 2 weeks later, Clarence has to stay home when his wife Hannah, played by Nia Long, and their daughter go with Spencer and his daughter on a trip, as he picks up Rel to go to the movies, as he's taking pictures of Keanu for the calendar to start off Clarence's weekend to see a Liam Neeson movie, as they go back home while Clarence plays George Michael music, while Rel plays NWA's Fuck the Police, while smiling and waving and say, "Roll on, Popo," as the cops pull aside from them. And off screen, which was funny in a way, it's disrespectful to the cops, sure. But I'll get to Straight Outta Compton when it gets time. Keanu gets kidnapped and calls the cops, which is a little hypocritical, as they won't be able to find Keanu, and go to Rel's weed dealer, Holka, played by Will Forte, who's very unrecognizable in this role, as Rel and Clarence ask Holta who kidnapped Keanu. And am I laughing at the humor in this movie? No, because it's not funny, as the substitute teacher skit is on Key. It's not as funny as the substitute teacher skit on Key and Peele, in my opinion. The next morning comes, and they get information about a bar owned by Cheddar, played by Method Man. And as they approach the bar, they get encountered by High C, played by Tiffany Haddish, who's annoying in general, and make up some fake names like Rel is Tectonic and Clarence is Shark Tank. And they introduce themselves to Cheddar as they have the car, and calls him the cat and calls him New Jack. And Rel asks how much for the cat, and I've seen too many R-rated I've seen too many about disguising movies about disguising the main character's identity as the Allentown brothers to impress the kingpin, who happens to be Cheddar, as the storyline is fucking predictable as this whole goddamn movie. They learn about some type of drug called Holy Shit, which is an interesting name for a type of drug. They make a deal with Cheddar, and they go around and get introduced to different goons like Trunk, Stitches, and another guy whom I can't remember his name, as well as High C, and get to know each other. And Clarence does the backflip while the Allentown brothers break into Holka's place, and Holka learns they're looking for Keanu, while Clarence and Rel drive the other goons to Anna Faris's house to collect their money, and she tries to get the holy shit as one guy passes out Hannah, and Anna Faris gets a soda, and the scene is so stupid. Clarence and the other goons turn on some tunes, and George Michael goes on as Clarence tries to bullshit his way through to make them listen to George Michael, while on the lookout while Anna Faris fucks around with Rel and High C, and she wants to play the game Truth or Dare, and gets the money at the same time, while Anna Faris makes a dare for High C to shoot Rel, but instead High C gets too close to and she broke Anna Faris's nose and shoots her, as well as everybody in the house except for Rel, which felt so dumb. Jesus. Anyways, in so many levels, as this is a dumb movie with dumb dialogue being acted by two very funny guys. Rel gets scared by how bad these motherfuckers are and chats with Heisey and flirt with one another. And what the fuck does this have to do with Keanu the cat? As Keanu is not the prime focus, which disappoints me because that's the name of the movie the most, while they go in a club and at one point they smoke some holy shit as Clarence thinks about George Michael in heaven and Keanu the cat's voice being voiced by Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, along with Cheddar, and that may be the best cameo in the whole movie in my opinion. Other than that, this is a bunch of not funny stuff. Hannah calls Clarence as he snaps out of it and hears Hannah is having a bad time with Spencer and as he's being inappropriate around her, and he wants an explanation as she hangs up the phone while Cheddar chats with Rel and Clarence as their disguised names, and they negotiate about the cat with Cheddar, while Cheddar wants to give them a lot of money, and Clarence goes beyond the line and calls Cheddar Spencer, and they need more time to think about their offer as he almost gets them killed, and they come back for Keanu, and Rel and Clarence almost escape with the cat until the Allentown brothers catch them with Keanu and try to murder Rel and Clarence by torturing them as Keanu tries to get Rel out of the rope like he scratched the photo of his ex-girlfriend as an example. And lets Clarence go and look for Keanu as they move towards Rel and Clarence, and they shoot and kill the Allentown brothers and die until after the credits scene, which I'll get to at the end of the show. That was pretty damn lame. That was a pretty damn lame way to kill some bad guys. Rel and Clarence finds Hulka at the trunk of the car, and Cheddar tells Rel and Clarence to kill Hulka and get back to a sticky situation and release Hulka and put him in Cheddar's trunk with the snake that could probably eat him alive. And Rel and Clarence do say their names and go with Cheddar to take him to Bacon Diaz, played by Luis's house, and Bacon is played by Luis Guzman, and he felt wasted by this role, like he in Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. And Luis deserves better than this, and they deliver the cat and the killers of his nephew who was shot in the first scene and have a gunfight, and I was afraid the cat was going to die. But keep in mind, I saw the skit Substitute Teacher after seeing this movie, as I saw the movie because of the cat. Not because of Key and Peele. I didn't know who they were at the time when this movie came out. And it made me want to see what's so funny about them, but after watching that, and I get it. Rel saves Keanu as he and Clarence get shot at and lets go of the cat and gets after Keanu as Rel gets in the car despite he doesn't know how to drive. And Clarence goes after Rel and Bacon tries to kill Rel as he drives to Clarence's house and slips the gun, and Keanu gets outside as he gets back in and attacks Bacon. And I swear to God, his meows sound like a little kitten. It's so cute. While Bacon almost shoots Rel as Clarence runs him over, and he gets back up and Cheddar kills him, and Heisey turns out to be a cop as she arrests Cheddar and his goons as Cheddar is shot and killed by Rel. And, well, not Rel, but Rel finds Keanu in the car and finally gets his cat back, which is cute, and Hannah gets home with Spencer and Clarence punching Spencer, and Rel is arrested by Heisey, or Trina Parker, because of his behavior, but she'll testify for him and watch over Keanu for the next 6 months, and Keanu visits Rel, and Rel is visited by Trina, as he says he has a disease that will make him a kitten forever, which is cute, don't get me wrong, but it's sad at the same time that he has a disease. While Clarence is in prison and Hannah visits and goes back to the world in 21 days, and credits roll to an after-credits scene that the Allentown brothers wake up and look for the cat, as well as Rel and Clarence, and the climax just made me want to move on from watching this movie, and I'll explain why in a rating. I'll give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. The story for this movie is so fucking predictable as this entire goddamn movie, And I wasn't worried about the characters living or dying, but I was worried about the cat the entire movie. And Key and Peele are great together in their short skits, like The Substitute Teacher, for example, as that was hilarious, but not this movie. Some of the scenes in this movie was so stupid, as the Anna Faris scene is so dumb. And why did she cameo in this movie, as the jokes weren't working for me? And I only saw this R-rated comedy and the only reason I saw this R-rated comedy was not for Key and Peele, because I didn't know who they were at the time, but it was for the cat. And the dialogue isn't my favorite, and there's a good reason why I don't watch R-rated comedies, and because of the same motherfucking humor I've hated for the last 10 to 15 years, as this is a dumb movie with dumb dialogue. Again, dumb movie with dumb dialogue, as I just wanted to move on from this movie, as Jordan Peele has a better career in horror, and Keegan-Michael Key has his own thing, and I do think that that's a cute cat, so that's why I'm mildly not recommending the movie, as this is a mild not recommendation, but the best thing I could say for this movie was the cameo by Keanu Reeves as the voice of Keanu the cat. But other than that, I can't go with this movie as it is. So I would like to thank you guys for joining me for Key and Peele's Keanu, and until then, meow.